What was once the Polk County Courthouse now serves as the Polk History Center and houses the Historical Museum and Library. The museum serves Polk's community through special events, volunteer opportunities, and educational programs. The museum's exhibits and programs continue to grow and change as new information and artifacts become available. More details are coming up next on Polk Place. Welcome to Polk Place. I'm your host, Tina Mann, and joining me in the studio today is Murtis Young.
Hi, Tina. It's good to be here.
I'm excited about what we're going to talk about today. I know you guys over at the History Center are always looking for new ways to help the community find, ways to learn about the Polk County history. And today we're going to actually talk about the citrus history. So how are we going to teach people about citrus?
We have a fun way to do that. Polk County served as the epicenter of Florida's citrus industry. And early on, marketing citrus was accomplished through those wonderful citrus crate labels that were placed on the crates as the fruit was shipped to the northern markets for buyers. Actually, they weren't even sold until they got to the northern market. So it was very important to develop a method to attract the buyers and to give them some information about the fruit. So these iconic labels were developed, and those labels, through the color and through the depictions on them, said something about the fruit, what variety was in the crates and where the fruit came from, a little bit about the grade. And they just evolved into this magnificent collection of art that tells the story about fresh fruit shipping, the packing industry in Polk County early on. So we decided that it would be a really exciting addition to the Polk County Heritage Trail to create a driving tour to help people navigate around the county and learn about the citrus labels and how they represent marketing fresh fruit.
They're so pretty and colorful. It's such an interesting concept because, one, they already have the heritage and the History and Heritage Trail that people can already go visit all these historic sites, but you guys are actually looking to add all these locations where people can, stop by and see these enlarged. So why don't you tell us kind of what they can expect?
Okay, our objective is to tell the story of the fresh fruit packing houses and the shipping by displaying labels that are specific to the different areas in the county. The label for the Polk County History Center is a label that is representative of one of the exchanges, and it's called Polk a Dot. And so that label will be at the History Center, and it was a Bartow sub-exchange. So it tells a little bit of story about Polk County citrus as well as a Bartow location. For instance, Davenport, Holly Hill was a major shipping and packing house in Davenport. So Davenport will feature a Holly Hill label. So our hope and our objective is that all around the county and all of the 17 municipalities, people will get on board and decide that they want to sponsor these citrus labels that tell the story about shipping the fruit, fresh fruit, from their area. These labels might be displayed on a depot museum, might be displayed on a packing house that's still in existence, might be displayed in a park, but in different places that would be specific to the packing house in the area.
And getting people to explore the city and communities and the county in which we live. Mm-hmm. So if somebody's interested in having one in their community, where would they go?
Contact us. We have an application. We have all the information about how to have the labels fabricated and how to get them installed. The application process is very simple. It goes through back to the History Center. We have a few people who have created or made the commitment to be the committee to make sure that the history is correct, that the location is correct, and that the design and fabrication goes along with the quality that we want to see displayed. So it's just simple. Contact us at the History Center.
I love how you guys are always thinking of new ways for people to experience history and here in Polk County. And you have interest in this, and it's really going to be an exciting thing. So how are people going to know as this exhibit, or not exhibit, but this experience continues to grow? How are we going to let people know about it?
I'm so glad you're thinking about the future, and when we have this trail complete, as it's beginning and we have a few locations coming on board, of course that information will be available on our website, be available by contacting us, how to locate them, and every other way we can possibly think of promoting. Of course, Polk County Communications helps us in our newsletter and promotions. But as we complete the trail, as we have all the 17 municipalities involved, our plan is then to produce a map, a driving map, so people can go out, and it'll be like an addition to the Heritage Trail. So as you're driving around the county and finding heritage sites, we'll have a map that will help you locate the citrus label displays as well.
That's so exciting. So basically the kickoff is coming up.
Yes.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about the dedication?
Wow, thank you. We want everybody to come and play with us. On March 11th at 3 o'clock in the afternoon at the History Center, we will unveil the first of these wonderful, iconic, beautiful displays. The polka dot label will be unveiled, and it will begin then. And hopefully that will generate all the excitement for other people to say, we have a beautiful label, and we know a perfect place in the county for that to be displayed. So March 11th at 3 o'clock launches the Polk County Citrus Label Trail. If I didn't mention earlier, it is a collaboration, it's a partnership with Visit Central Florida, the Florida Citrus Hall of Fame, and the Polk County History Center. So we thought, if with this partnership of folks who are expert at marketing Polk County and people who are expert in the history of the citrus industry, and we try to think of ourselves as at least experts in the history of Polk County, we thought if we came together, we could tell the story of one of the most important industries of Polk County, its early beginnings, and how it told its own story.
Absolutely. I'm so excited to attend that dedication and to get this trail started. So what else is happening in March?
March, oh my goodness gracious. Well, we have, we are into our second generation, I keep telling everybody, of our Family Fun Day, and that's turned into an everyday. And our Curators of Curiosity are going to be celebrating and learning about baseball, as the Detroit Tigers are celebrating their 80th anniversary in Polk County. We wanted to create opportunities for our Curators of Curiosity to come to the museum and belt out the tune, "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," learn recipes that you can make special things with Cracker Jacks, design your own baseball pennant, and just really get into the spirit of baseball.
Excellent. And I know coming up soon is Bloomin' Arts, and how do you guys participate in that?
We have a very special way to participate. The History Center is the host site for the annual quilt show, and there are over 70 quilts that are on display for the weekend, but a very, very special quilt that we always offer for display is a quilt that is in the collection at the History Center. The quilt was designed and created by the late Keatley Stringfellow, and Keatley took the time to design the quilt to match the tile rosette that is in the rotunda floor. As I recall, there are over 10,000 squares in this beautiful quilt that matches the historic, or the floor in the 1908 rotunda. So that quilt's always on display, and that is our very, very exciting and joyful pride to be able to display this quilt that was donated to us by this wonderful person who created it.
The hours that it takes to create these quilts are just outstanding. So they can enjoy that on, of course, March 5th and 6th, and then coming up on March 15th is the next Lunch and Learn.
Our Lunch and Learn, we're featuring historian and author Doris Weatherford. Miss Weatherford has collected history and written books about the accomplishments of women in Florida's history, from the early frontiers through the civil rights movement to the space age. She has collected information and written these stories and collected these interesting stories about women. So she'll be with us, and she'll talk about these women and what they've accomplished and how they've contributed to to the development and the history of Florida. And we're also recommending during that period of time that as our book club, we suggest everybody grab a copy of Miss Weatherford's book, that They Dare to Dream, Florida Women Who Shaped History. So that's March.
That's exciting. Of course, if my favorite thing, the architectural tour. My favorite part of the building is all of the architecture. That's coming up on March 19th.
March 19th. It is a monthly feature, and Jamie Jameson, our curator of programs and education, takes our visitors on a tour through the museum and talks about the very interesting points about the architecture. You know, we're talking, I tell everybody, always I believe, it is the most important piece of architecture in Polk County.
Absolutely.
And Jamie takes you on a tour to learn about those rosettes, about the stencils on the wall, and the special way glass windows were poured from hot product to melted product, and other things about the building. A 1908 and 1926 piece of architecture has many stories to be told.
Absolutely.
And she takes you on a wonderful tour to learn about that neoclassical building.
And of course, it's the third Saturday of every month. So you just meet there at 11 a.m.
11 a.m.
All right. And kind of something that isn't offered every month, but is a very exciting thing where people can actually go and learn about their family history. Why don't you tell us about what Luann has planned?
This is a new program for us at the History Center, and I'm very, very pleased. Luann Mims, our research historian, has a background and is accredited and qualified to help people walk through the development of their oral histories. We collect what we think are very important artifacts and information in history to depict the history of Polk County and from whence we've come and how we came to be what we are. But the most important part of our history, our families, the stories about our own families and our own stories and our own histories. And Luann is going to conduct this workshop to help people learn how to organize the information about their family histories, what to keep, what not to keep, how to tell the stories in a way that is interesting, and also collect it so that people can, well, retain their family history. So we hope that you'll be interested in coming out and learning about just the process of writing a family oral history. People don't realize how important those stories are until we lose those stories, and the family members who are gone ahead of us, and we want to ask them questions and they're not here. So now's the time to write down those stories, and Luann's going to help us do that.
That's awesome. So that's coming up on Saturday, March 26th at 10.
At 10 o'clock.
But of course, they can always visit the genealogical library, you know, during regular museum hours to find out, you know, they'll help you research. They have access to Ancestry and all sorts of neat things up there, and a lot of people don't know it's there.
That's correct. It is a very robust collection of genealogical and historical materials to help people conduct the research to actually find out about their families.
Awesome. And we were talking about the citrus crate labels earlier, and it was what was meant to be just a month-long exhibit. You've actually, people are going to be able to see them for longer.
You know, it's been fun. It's always exciting for us when we start dreaming about an exhibit and how to curate it and then how to develop programs. We get really excited, giddy and just silly about it. But we really get excited when other people, when the community calls and asks about exhibits and how they can see it and how long it's going to be around. So the Citrus Crate exhibit was intended to be in place really until the end of February. We had so many calls about it and so much interest about this wonderful exhibit of these citrus crate labels that we moved it across the room, and it is on display now until probably the late summer, early August, so people can come in and visit those labels that we have on display. And I'll tell you, it's really fun. Yesterday, as I was leaving the building, one of our great friends and donors, Dabney Connor, met me at the front door and brought his family's label. It's a Connor citrus label from Connorsville, and their family label has donated it to the History Center to add to the collection so people can enjoy this fabulous story. Isn't that fun?
It is fun. So that's now in the North Activity Gallery.
The North Activity Gallery.
And replacing it in the South Activity Gallery, there's the Bartow Art Guild temporary exhibit.
That is an annual exhibit, and it's the Dimensions exhibit. It is curated by local artists, and it's always put in place around Bloomin' Arts to just, to go along with the Bloomin' Arts of Bartow. But one of the really exciting things about this exhibit is that they are local artists, and it gives us an opportunity to to showcase artists in a very special space. This year, the exhibit, Dimensions exhibit, is located in the South Activity Gallery in the west wing of the museum. And we were walking through the museum one day, and I walked into that exhibit space and decided how wonderful the space is. It has wonderful light all day.
It does.
It's a beautiful space overlooking Fort Blount Park as well as Main Street. And so we decided that we would love to display the art in that room, and it is in place now and is absolutely breathtaking. So we hope everybody would come take a look at that.
March,
Dimensions.
as always, an exciting month at the History Center. Well, thank you for joining me today.
Love to be here.
Polk County has a rich history and heritage, and the Polk County History Center is continuously thinking of new ways to help Polk residents experience that history. The museum's collection includes natural and cultural objects related to Polk and the greater Central Florida area that represent our history from pre-Columbian to present-day eras. The artifacts on display at the museum represent individuals, cultural groups, and events significant to the region. Located at 100 East Main Street in Bartow, the History Center is open Tuesday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. For more information about exhibits and events, you can check them out on the web at polkhistorycenter.org or give them a call at 863-534-4386.